Hello students, in this session we will discuss in detail about MapReduce, which is uh, which is a framework that is used for processing big data. So in the previous session I was discussing about the basics of big data, and while describing that basics we have seen a framework called as MapReduce, which is a framework or a program paradigm that can be used for processing the huge amount of data, that is big data. So let us see in detail about this MapReduce. So it was actually introduced by two scientists, Dean and Gamawat, and this MapReduce concept is currently being adopted by many distributed systems. So it is a model that is used in parallel and distributed computation. So this MapReduce is a system that is dealing with parallel processing on the distributed architecture. So compared to the traditional DBMS, MapReduce implementation always offer fault tolerance. So anytime the fault cannot be happening with this MapReduce framework. That is the primary advantage of MapReduce. So also it is having the ability to operate in heterogeneous or different environments. So different platforms can be adoptable by this MapReduce programming paradigm or the concept. So MapReduce facilitates the easy development of scalable parallel applications. So more applications, scalable, huge applications in parallel to process vast amounts of data on large clusters, group of nodes of commodity machines. That is, in global, the MapReduce can deal with different amounts of data, vast amounts of data from various clusters in different locations, and that can be parallelly processed in a large scale. Also, it will isolate the application from the details of running the distributed programming. So the data will be isolated from the actual execution portion of the MapReduce paradigm. So the details like data distribution, scheduling and fault tolerance is actually being isolated from the application that is currently being running. There are several implementations of MapReduce. As I have mentioned in the previous session, Hadoop was a project. It is an open source project under which we are having an implementation of MapReduce. Similarly, Google Social and Microsoft Dryad, under all these projects, they have been implemented the MapReduce concept. Also, it is used extensively by different companies. That is like the companies that are collecting and analyzing a massive amount of data, like Yahoo, Facebook, Google, WhatsApp, Instagram, etc. All of these companies are using the concept of MapReduce. So these companies gain a competitive edge by improving their services by providing better ad selection. So better ad selection, detecting fraudulent activities, and enabling data mining on a very large scale. So all of these companies, Yahoo, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, etc., they are dealing with huge amount of data. So they always require, so they are actually many social media platform they are running based on the ad that they are getting. So they need to select or provide better ad. They need to detect the fraudulent, means any fraud that is happening with the system, and also for dealing with the large scale data. So normally when they are dealing with this data, the data they are receiving will be in the form of XML. So by using this Hadoop MapReduce architecture, they will be dealing with the data that is received in the form of XML. Similarly, continuous increase of computational power needs for a paradigm shift that is in the computing architecture and large scale data processing mechanism. So computational power, if more computation is required, sometimes we need to move from one paradigm to another paradigm. So MapReduce is a simple model, but it is also a powerful programming model for dealing with this big data. So as I have mentioned before, Hadoop is the project under which we are having MapReduce, which is the heart of Hadoop. So under the Hadoop project, the major portion is this MapReduce. And what is Hadoop? It is an open source project that is used for massive or huge data analysis. Now what is the goal of Hadoop? It uses commonly available servers in very large cluster. So very commonly available servers in a very large group of clusters. The Hadoop project can be implemented. Now we will see in detail about MapReduce model. So it is a very simple model. So in this model, we need to specify two functions. One is called as the map function, and second one is called as the reduce function. So the MapReduce model consists of two functions. One is map function and second one is reduce function. So let us see what is this map. What is the function of this map? The map takes a set of data and convert that data into another data where individual elements are being broken down into different tuples in the form of key value pairs. So very simple thing, what the map is doing, it will take all the data, input data, and converts that data into another format, that is in the form of tuples with a key and a value pair. So every data that is being received in the map phase will be converting that into a key and a value pair. So we are forming different tuples by using this key value pairs. Similarly, it receives data from a local machine as two input parameters, that is I have already mentioned as a key, that means key as the identifier and the value as a record. So key value pair, what is key? Key will be an identifier, and what is value? Value is a record. Then it will perform a user defined computation on the record, the value, and it will generate the output as a new key value pair. So map will receive input data, it will convert that into key value pair, process some computation on the key, that is identifier and the record, then provide an output with a new set of key value pair. So we will be seeing one example soon. Now MapReduce tries to assign the workloads to these servers where the data is to be processed and that is to be stored. Or what we can say that, so the processing will be happening at the site or the server where that particular data is stored. That property is called as data locality. So assume that some data is here in one particular node. This is the node. And if sometime if the big data MapReduce wants to process on the data here, the task will be assigned to that particular server itself because the data is present at that particular node. That means data locality, we don't need to more network traffic or movement of data between some other nodes. If the data is stored here in this node, it will let the data to be processed at the same server node itself. That is the advantage of MapReduce. And it is also responsible to perform parallel computation on the different data nodes containing the distributed data. So map phase, key value pairs will be formed. So one key value pair will be converted into another key value pair. Now the second stage is reduce job. So what is happening with reduce job? It will take the output from the map function as the input and combines those tuples into smaller set of tuples. So different map output will be received. So different map output will be received from different nodes. Then in the second stage it will reduce that into small number of tuples, small set of tuples. Now the results from the map functions corresponding to the same key will be provided as the input to the particular reduce function. The same key will be given from the map, the same key will be given to the reducer, and the reducer will have the result for the same key, maybe with a different value depending on the processing. Okay, so this is the transition between the map phase and the reducer phase. Then the new list of key value pairs serves during the reduce phase as input parameter for the reduce function. Now the reduce function analyzes the list of values and do the computation and find the result, and that will be returned to the output file. So we will clearly understand when we look into the example. Okay, so all map and reduce functions will be executed in parallel. So a number of map will be executing in parallel on different nodes. Simultaneously different reducers are being executed parallel in different nodes with the corresponding data. Now the constraint here is the data has to be partitioned into key value pairs or records to serve as input for the map reduce job. So always the main constraint that is to be considered is the data is to be partitioned into key value pairs. Always the data must be partitioned into key value pairs. Additionally, the MapReduce framework ensures a failure-free job execution. I have already mentioned that MapReduce is fault tolerant. Similarly, a failure-free job execution means if one node is under failure, it must be compensated with a different machine. So at any time the system cannot be under failure. So if there is any hard disk failure happens, the same task must be assigned to some other node. So that must be guaranteed in the MapReduce task. We will see one example. It's very important. So what is MapReduce? Then what are the different steps? Map and reduce. What is happening with map phase? Then what is happening with reduce phase? We have seen in theory point of view. Now we will see one simple example where we will demonstrate the working of MapReduce. So assume that we are having 5 files. We are having 5 files available, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Assume that we are having 5 files available. Each file contains 2 columns. So each file contains 2 columns, a key and a value. So first column is the key and second column is the value. Similarly here also key and value, key and value. So we are having different key value pairs. We are having 5 files. Maybe this file is in one node, this file is in another node. So different nodes, different files are there, and each file contains 2 columns, a key and a value. And what is this key? For this particular example, the key is the city. For each of these files, this key is K is city. So for all these, the K is city, and for all the cities, the value will be different. Means city will be having different city. So this is the node of one city. This is the node of another city. Node of another city. Similarly, the different nodes. So the key part of each file is the corresponding city. Okay, so sometimes the same city will be repeated. So when it takes the temperature of same city again and again, maybe day wise, weekly or monthly report, will be having different values for the same city itself. So we are having city and the value part is temperature of that particular city. So we will see one representation file. This is file 1. So assume that similarly we are having 5 different files. So this is one demonstration. This is the first file where we are having, this is the key, This is the name of city Toronto, and this is the value 20. Whitby key 25 is the value. New York is key, 22 is the value. That is temperature. Rome is the key, 32 is the value. Toronto 4, Rome 33, New York 18. We can see that Toronto is being repeated here because in 2 different days Toronto is having different temperatures. Whitby also, no, there is no repetition. New York we are repeating 2 times. One city is 22 and second one is 18. Similarly, Rome also being repeated. Okay, one single file that consists of some tuples with key values. Key is the city and value is the corresponding temperature. Now, function of the map function is to compute the maximum temperature of a city. So, each file, similarly 5 files are there. From each file, we need to find out the maximum temperature of a city. So, one mapper. So, we will be having several mapper functions available because we need to find out the maximum temperature of each city. Okay. So, from this file, I will be getting from this set, from file 1, Toronto, 20, we are getting one value. Okay. From the same file, I am getting Whitby as 25. This is the maximum temperature. From each file, it is forming a result based on the mapper. It will find the maximum of each of the city. Now New York 22, from this 22 is maximum, Rome 33. That is the maximum. So we are forming a new tuple. This is the result of one mapper. Similarly, from each of the file, we will be getting different result for different mapper tasks. So all of the records from with same key value must be sent to the same reduce function. Okay, that is to be considered. So same key value. So every time the same Toronto must be sent to the same reduce node. So if New York is there, this New York must be sent to corresponding node. So here there are 4 reduce functions. First reducer is Toronto, second reducer is Whitby, third reducer is New York, and fourth one is Rome. I hope it is clear. Now results of 5 mapper tasks, because you know we are having 5 different files. So this was the result that we have already obtained. Similarly, from the second file we have received this one. Then from the third file we have received this as the result of mapper. From the fourth file we have received this as the result of the mapper. And from the last file we have received this as the result of the mapper. So from the 5 different files, after applying the map function, we have received 5 different results for 5 different mapper. So what is the function of map? What is the function? What is the task to be done as part of mapper here? To find out the maximum temperature of the city. Now we can see that each of the reducer. So Toronto can be considered as a reducer. Then Whitby. So this will be sent to the reducer. Then this is the second reducer. Then this is the third reducer, and this is the fourth reducer. Now from among these, from different files we have received these different temperatures, and after giving these data into the reducer will also find out the maximum temperature. From among these, Toronto will find 32 as the maximum temperature here. From this Whitby, from this set of 5 values, it will find 27 as the maximum value. And from here, New York, it will be getting 33 as the maximum temperature value. And from here, it will be receiving the maximum temperature of Rome as 38. Now that is being reduced. I hope it is clear. There are 5 files. Each file we are having the city and the temperature. The mapper will find the maximum temperature. It will find the value. and from each of the file it will be producing 5 different tuples, and each of the reducer city will be moving towards the corresponding reducer task. So in the reducer stage it will find the maximum among the Toronto, maximum among Whitby, New York and Rome. Now this is the procedure that is happening. These are the input records. It will be converted into map key value and it will return the key value, and that will be given to another. So this is one node where this will be happening. Mapper task, it will be given to the reducer. It is at another node and it will produce the result. Similarly, another set of record key value, at this node it will be executing. The reducer will be given to this reducer. So different. So for example, the New York will be here. New York will go to this reducer. Here also it is New York, it will go to this reducer. If it is with some other reducer, it will go to that reducer. Correspondingly, in the first stage, map key value. Then second stage, it will be sent to the reducer, and reducer will produce the final output as the if we take the previous example, the maximum temperature of each of the city. Okay, so this is the input record. This is the map phase where we are forming map key value with list of key values. Then these are the different nodes. This is the reducer phase. It will find the final result and the output is stored in the corresponding nodes. So it is in the distributed architecture. So from any node it can access the data at any particular moment. So the working of MapReduce in Hadoop, when we consider this in the Hadoop architecture, what will be the difference? So there are some differences. So in a Hadoop cluster, when we are implementing MapReduce, it is referred to as a job. The MapReduce is referred to as a job in the case of Hadoop. And a job is executed by breaking that into different pieces called as task. So MapReduce is called as job, and this is divided into different tasks. Now application submits a job to a specific node in a Hadoop cluster which runs a daemon called job tracker. So MapReduce consists of a job tracker which is usually tracking the execution of each of the job. So job tracker communicates with the name node. Name node is a different node that is part of Hadoop, to find out where all the required data exists across the cluster. So name node actually deals with at which particular node the data is present. So a task is submitted, job tracker will communicate with name node. Name node will identify the place where the data is residing, then breaks the job into map and reduce task. It will move to that particular node and it will do map, then it will go for the second stage, reduce operation. So these tasks are scheduled on the nodes in the cluster where the data exists. So every task will be scheduled depending on the place where the actual data resides. A node might be given a task for which the required data is not local to that node. Sometimes a node might be given a task that is not local. So that situation, what will happen? The data would be sent across the network. So it expects the data that is to be collected through the network. So by using this approach, it is not a very efficient approach because we need to use the network traffic. So attempts to schedule tasks where data is stored, that is it is not a very efficient task. Now second one is, we are having another module called as, so we have seen job tracker. Similarly, we are having a task tracker also. It monitors the status of each of the tasks that is part of the MapReduce operation. So job tracker will communicate with the name node, then it will be distributed. Then after that, after starting the task tracker will monitor the current status of each of the tasks. Now if a task fails to complete, the status is reported back to the job tracker. Again the report will come back to job tracker. Now what will happen? The job tracker will reschedule that and that will be assigned to some other node in some other cluster. Similarly, multiple reduced tasks can serve to increase parallelism and improve the performance of the job. So multiple reduced tasks can serve to increase the parallelism and improve the performance of the job. Now all the records with same key value must be sent to the same reduced task that I have already mentioned in the previous example. So that process is called as shuffle in the Hadoop architecture. Now shuffle takes input from the map task and directs the output to a specific reduced task. So New York will go to one particular node only. Similarly, if you get one more New York, it will go to the same node only. That is happening during this shuffle task. Similarly, Hadoop gives us the option to perform local aggregation on the output. So after receiving the result on different reducers, it will do the aggregation of all the outputs. That is called as local aggregation, so that the result can be sent to the final or that can be collected in a single node. So this is actually performed by combiner. So we have seen different components of Hadoop, like job tracker, the function of job. So there are jobs and tasks, job tracker, then task tracker, then shuffle is there, then we are having combiner to finally aggregating the result of all the output received at the reducer task. So all MapReduce programs that run under Hadoop are written by using the Java language. So it is having a Java jar file or Java archive that is distributed by job tracker to various Hadoop cluster for the execution of map and reduce task. So in this session we have seen the detailed working of MapReduce concept, the uses of MapReduce. Then we have seen one particular example where we are dividing the task into two different stages like map and reduce. Then with an example we have seen how it is working. We have seen the architecture in which means the data flow in the map and reduce, and then we have seen how this MapReduce will be working under the Hadoop architecture. So this is a very important portion, the working of MapReduce with example. Hadoop in detail will be some more details, again the same function, but we need to study the architecture followed in Hadoop. That I will be describing that in the next video. Okay, thank you.